When you see rolls.org, you know what time it is.
It's the time you clicked on a BSG video?
Well, yes, but that wasn't what I was going for.
So are you saying that if you normally use rolls.org to do pen and paper RPGs with your friends online, then you see it, and that means that you're
taking my joke way too seriously.
That you clicked on a BSG video?
Now.
I, too, can kill the joke deader than dead. Die! Die, all of you jokes!
We're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm the Opinionator!
And I'm We Squared, and it's time to find out who we'll be talking to next.
On the bright side, we already got Teru Teru out of the way, so there's nobody that we really have to fear. 10! I guess now that we're playing Danganronpa 2, we're not going to roll 1 every time. What does that mean? I have no idea.
1, 2, 3, 4. You don't count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, Hiyoko Saionji. Of course, she's right next to Mahiru.
Of course. For that matter, of course, Kazuichi isn't anywhere near Sonia.
There's no way she'd ever spend any time around him. Huh? That's weird. Did I hear something just now? Oh, it's just you, Hajime. That's so weird. Nobody's here at all. Wow, I didn't see you there, Hajime. You were so boring, I didn't notice you at all.
Okay, this is weird. So just based on what she just said, that Oni, that's like a similar way of talking to the way that Daru talks in Steins Gate.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's hard to explain. I don't really fully understand it, but I can make sense of what they're saying easily enough, so I guess I do understand it. And as you can see, I'm apparently in an extremely technical mood.
If you really insist, you can hold my bags while I pick up snacks from the supermarket.
Come, slave!
I went with Hiyoko while she shopped, and I was forced to carry a huge load of snacks back to her cottage. She is really abusing her metabolism. It looks like Hiyoko and I grew a little closer. Or did we?
Do my bidding!
Yay! This island has lots of flowers. They make a satisfying squish sound.
Flowers don't make a squish sound when you step on them. Haven't you ever stepped on flowers, you not monster?
I've stepped on lots of things, and not with that attitude, mister.
Oh, I thought I was talking to Billy, but I guess I was talking to Hiyoko.
Don't you start conflating the two of us.
In any case, what I was going to comment on, because, you know, we have the voices in Japanese when we do the FTEs, just to kind of hear what they sound like. And what she says was Oni, and I had mentioned that it is a type of slang speech that I don't really know how to describe. It's really easy to understand. It's like you cut off the endings of words you're conjugating.
Okay.
Not always, like, for instance, that was Oni, not Oni-san, because she's not going to give you a son. She's not going to give you a chan because she hates you, and she's not going to give you anything, so it's just Oni. In fact, you should be lucky that you got the O in front of it. But
she only takes.
But, like, the word, yeah, but the word isn't balanced without the O part, okay? But, like, the way that I've, but the way...
You're killing me, Smalls! I'm just kidding.
Alright, fine then. Forget my stupid lesson. How about this? The first time I heard this style of speech, I instantly thought it meant essentially like and stuff. For instance, this island has lots of, like, flowers and stuff.
I see.
Okay, that's the way that I always take this.
I see. I love flowers. Well, I guess this place does look pretty scenic. It's kind of a shame we don't go to other parts of the island for these FTEs.
Can you really not go anywhere else?
I tried. It wouldn't let me.
God, my gosh. What the heck is that about? Why does she like flowers?
But I'm surprised that someone evil like you likes flowers and stuff.
Like and stuff, is it? Like and stuff, is it? What's it? Ah! It's uncanny, man.
What do you mean, you stupid, ugly idiot? You're so mean. How can you perform a traditional Japanese dance if you don't have a heart that cherishes flowers?
Do you have a heart that cherishes anything?
Well, that's kind of mean. You know
No!
she cherishes it.
For goodness sake! I'll get serious later and you know it. I really sympathize with Hiyoko a lot, but I'll still throw stuff back in her face.
You don't understand at all, do you? No, because I'm not a traditional dancer.
Or someone who apparently consumes traditional dance entertainment.
Don't say consume like that. In her connotation, I might take that the wrong way. All right. Despite her looks, I totally forgot that she's the ultimate traditional dancer, even though she always wears the things she dances in. If she didn't have her foul mouth and rotten attitude, she'd look perfect standing next to flowers.
Well, you know, she always wears what she traditionally dances in because she can't get it on again if she takes it off.
Right, I'd forgotten about that. I love flowers because they're so pretty. I used to play at flower gardens when I was a kid. It was lots of fun stomping them and messing them up.
I knew it! But flowers don't go squish, but, you know, she likes destroying things. That's
The
good.
flowers don't run away either. Huh? Wait, didn't you just say that you love flowers because they're so pretty?
You destroy the things you love. That is how you interact with them. Know you nothing?
It's fun to stomp pretty things with my feet and kick them all over the place.
Oh.
How can you think like that? Oh yeah, Akane saw me the other day when I was stomping flowers too. The big idiot ate them.
Totally believable.
She asked me what I was doing, but it was so annoying to explain it to her because she's dumb.
So I started throwing them at her. Then I started stepping on her feet.
So I told her that stomping and kicking your food before you eat it gives you a lot more protein.
So that's what she was doing that one time.
Then she actually started eating the flowers, but she said they didn't taste that good. Flowers don't have protein.
No, they should have some.
Flowers don't have protein.
They don't have very much! Is it just me, or are we completely in sync with this?
I don't know what that says about me.
Well, me too!
I mean, I can imagine Akane doing that, but it doesn't change the fact that this kid is a rotten jerk. She's seriously so stupid. What should I make her do the next time I see her? Then again, Akane is gullible, so no matter what I tell her to do, it'll be too boring.
A pretty early memory I have, from when I was 3 or 4, was a very important experience in my life. Of course, I was a tiny kid. I was so young, I don't really remember the circumstances of everything that was going on. But my parents and I lived in a little bitty duplex, I think. And I guess there were neighbors or visitors or guests or something, or people that my mom and dad knew. I never really asked. They were over and they had kids. And as it turns out, at this point, they were all smaller kids than me. They were younger. Or maybe they weren't. How am I supposed to know?
You were 3.
I might have been 4, but I think I was 3. How can I have any credibility at that?
You were
though?
too young to remember much of you were too young to remember anything other than what has stuck with you.
Yes. What I decided to do, I got curious, and I decided to do something. I thought, I wonder what it feels like to hurt someone. And so I went to each one of the kids in turn, grabbed their wrists, and squeezed really, really, really hard. And oh no, they cried. And then they ran away from me. And then they started running away and hiding under the bed. And I dragged one of them out, squeezing their wrist too. And that was the point where that pretty much stopped, because that's when the adults came.
I bet. Yeah.
Now, I want you to imagine the sort of trouble I was in, and that's the trouble that I was in, and I remember that, and boy, I deserved it. But here's what I took away from it. See, I started doing that because I wanted to know what it felt like. And do you want to know the answer I came to? This feels horrible! I hate this! My God, I feel so guilty! I feel so bad!
It's stuck with you to this day. A childhood antic.
How unfulfilling and horrible it was to care nothing about the other person and treat them so cruelly and coldly, and to be a bully for no reason other than emptiness. And how terrible all that was really stuck with me. I believe I was fortunate. To put it in the parlance of Danganronpa, I was fortunate to be able to confront despair like that
So early?
when I was such a young kid, so I can realize how awful it was and why I should choose hope instead. And Hiyoko's always kind of reminded me of that.
I can almost guarantee her parents are why she's like this.
It's gotta be.
And like a combination of her being so small.
It's gotta be.
Because consider, when Mahiru died, she tried to do something for everyone. Mm-hmm. Now her aesthetics was like evil overlord from the depths of hell, but that's not her fault. She tried to make something for everyone to remember Mahiru. It wasn't just for her, or she'd just put it in her room.
You're absolutely right. Well, I'll say more about this later. When I see people who are in a lot of pain and suffering very much with that type of lashing out, inflicting pain on others or on animals. Mm-hmm. I mean, in fiction.
Right.
Okay, she doesn't like go and like chop off the heads of kittens.
Right.
That's really bad. That's
Maybe.
Really.
Where did she get those bows from?
But she squishes ants.
Yeah.
Ants aren't the same.
And Mr. Crab. Don't forget Mr. Krabs.
Crabs aren't the same. My point with this is, I see that and I do sympathize. Haven't we all had at some point the urge to destroy?
Lord knows I have.
And it seems to me that what that urge really means is that you yourself are suffering. Well, I guess I was just a curious kid.
Well, yeah, but you also didn't keep doing it.
No, I thought it was terrible. And I
had that one experiment and was just like, nope, none of this.
And I remember how bad the punishment was. And, for my entire life, I have thought that that was a good thing. I have never once thought that I did not deserve it. And when I talk about how bad the punishment was, I just mean I was like whipped with a belt by my dad.
Yeah.
And he was like really sad to do it. But he was like, you did something really bad and you have to pay for it. And at the end, I understood. Not that part's not bad. I'm saying that punishment was a good thing in my experience. And anyway, now I'm just rambling. But these are the feelings that I bring to this.
It's a lot more fun to mess with me, Mikan. Why do I feel sad when I say that? Hey, Hiyoko. Well, what is it? You must not have very many friends. Well, no duh! What's wrong with that?
I'm afraid of them all, she says.
Friends are what you call a bunch of weaklings who decide to get along and play nice, right? The furted world of weirdy hurdy.
Bark, bark, bark!
Thank you for catching that. The world is filled with people who exist to serve perfect humans like me. That's why I don't need friends or any close contacts. You're just my slave. Got it? Slave?
I like how I even said slave earlier.
Hey, that's a big no-no. A slave should never talk back to their master.
If you don't react, then she'll think it's boring and she'll come up with a different way to bother you.
At least she's not calling me a lolicon.
This time?
Oh, don't worry. The Discord will continue to call me a lolicon. I don't really understand, but Hiyoko is giving me detailed instructions on how slaves should behave? I felt physically and mentally exhausted, so I went back to my cottage. Can I really have this?
Maybe I'm giving you something that you like!
Yay! I've always wanted something like this! Oni! You look like a different person. Thank you.
Might have slid over into the good category.
By the way, about your last name, Saionji? Grrr! What the hell was that look for? I feel like someone punched me in the stomach. I had a real bad dream today. The next time you casually say my last name, I'll kill you.
Well, I guess I might be able to interpret that if I knew how it was written. But I'm really bad with names, like with the characters you use to write names.
Mm-hmm. You should warn me about that ahead of time. But what's wrong with your last name anyway? Is it really that big of a deal? I hate my last name. Everyone who shares my last name eventually dies a crazy death.
My goodness! Talks about bothering me, Con. Says that somebody with her name is going to die a crazy death.
Warning flags! Warning flags!
More so than they were in the first game, right?
Yeah!
I can think of one Saionji who didn't die a crazy death, but I guess he got turned into a kendo mouse for a little while.
Choo. Choo choo.
Yeah, that's the one.
Does that include you too?
Who is she referring to, incidentally?
I'm really curious.
Let us know!
Oh well, you're never gonna find out. What? It can't be helped, because chosen bloodlines are always targeted by conspiracies and assassinations and stuff. Oh my god, what?
Why has this game completely changed now that we're playing Steins Gate?
Well, I mean, you know...
I guess we'll roll...
Oh god, that was hard to do.
I guess we'll roll Gundam next.
When I'm the head of my family, I'll probably do similar stuff too.
I'll be in the conspiracy!
Well, since my dad only married into the family, I guess I can let him off easy. Conspiracies? Assassinations? Those people are just the worst. They'll put pins in kids' shoes or scatter dead mice all over your bed. What are you talking about?
Just the sort of pranks that she likes.
They're the type of people who drop stage lights on you on purpose or poison your food. So they totally deserve to die, right?
Well, I mean, do you wanna hint at it even more strongly here? I mean, that's something you're only gonna get.
Yeah, after you've played the game.
Like, in hindsight, but...
There's nothing lamer than being envied by people who have no talent at all. Hajime! Did all those things actually happen to Hiyoko? I heard the Saionji family was famous for its traditional Japanese dancing. Do you know about a performance called The Madness of Nakazu? It's a dance about a dad who goes crazy. But to tell you the truth, the dad's craziness is a total lie. Now why would he do something like that? Do you know why?
Well, I don't know anything about traditional Japanese performances. Probably to protect his daughter.
That's what I want to say, too. Was he trying to protect his daughter? That's right. The story's about a father who pretends he's crazy so he can protect his daughter from perverts.
Oh, he's sitting on his lawn in a chair, like with an axe leaned up against it while he's polishing his shotgun when the new boyfriend comes over.
During the performance, the bad guys are punished and there's a happily ever after ending, but life isn't that easy.
Huh.
My hag grandma thinks the family name is so important that she took me away from my parents.
Here we go. See what you were close, right? Like, I would say that was it. It is 100% because of her parents. Her parents that weren't there, she wanted them to be, they wanted to be.
Yeah!
But they weren't allowed to be.
By the matriarch of the clan. But then again, she did take good care of me.
In a manner of speaking.
This statement is in no way force or a lie.
But this is why you're in so... This is why she's in such bad shape, and...
so vulnerable to becoming an ultimate despair.
Taken by the matriarch. There's nothing lamer than being envied by people who have no talent at all. Let's just forget about Hajime. The Saionji family is famous for its traditional dancing. The matriarch of the family didn't think that Hiyoko's parents were going to be able to raise an appropriate Saionji themselves, I guarantee you that she would have had narcissistic personality disorder. Not just be a narcissist, but there's this type of narcissistic personality disorder whereby the way that you act towards, like, this typically happens with mothers and daughters. I know people who have had to deal with this problem, and I've spent a lot of time with it. It's like, it's a type of emotional and psychological abuse that like, now this is reaching, but this is probably the case, okay? Her grandmother probably treated her daughter like crap. And her daughter and her grandmother not only didn't like each other, but her daughter was terrified of her grandmother, okay?
Yeah, I've run into that myself too.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Hiyoko's mom is terrified of Hiyoko's grandmother.
Right.
In case, just to be clear. And it's like the pattern of like psychological fear and emotional abuse is such that you can't really resist that person, even though you can't help it. You want to get away from them, but you can't even stand up to them,
right?
Because it's her parent. Okay, so then Hiyoko comes in because Hiyoko is the perfect child. She's the one who coincidentally ended up becoming the ultimate traditional dancer, huh? Scouted by Hope's Peak Academy, the Academy of Hope, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's the perfect child who can do no wrong, is spoiled and indulged, but also in the background, like, not just like the held to a high standard or else you're really in trouble, but like the grandmother probably would model a type of behavior as well as an implicit threat of abuse. Like, I don't mean physical abuse. I mean saying bad things, saying mean things.
Yeah.
You put all that together, and somebody who turns out like Hiyoko is super plausible. That, at least, is my take. And so for someone who's so afraid of failure with a neurotic personality...
She doesn't even know how to put on her own kimono.
She's afraid to ask for help, and shame, that is to say, not living up to the demands placed upon her, that being the pillar of her life, shame is probably like the driving fear behind, or the driving motivation behind everything. Like, in order to not be ashamed, like, she wouldn't tell her family what she needed. Like, to be taught something like this.
Yeah.
She wouldn't, like, how to put on your own kimono. She does something that seems to make her look like she's strong, even though she's not, because she's too afraid and too ashamed to not look like that.
That all makes perfect sense to me.
There's just a level of similarity and semi-emotional compatibility that I have to her and her circumstances. The family stuff is a bit different, but I really feel really sympathetic towards this. Okay, I'm done now.
Are you sure?
No.
Are you good? After all, I'm the next head of the family. You don't feel lonely?
My God, she's the loneliest person here! Never mind ultimate despair. It's blatantly obvious why she'd become ultimate despair.
As you hit the nail on the head.
Well, anybody would have done the same.
That's why it really makes me happy when you talk to me, even though I call you a lolicon and stuff. I didn't know that.
Hi.
As long as I say that, everyone gladly agrees to become my slave.
Uh-huh.
What? Hold on a sec. What you said just now, how much of it was a lie? You're so stupid. It'd be boring if I told you. Well, what the heck? I was actually worried about you for a moment.
She was telling you that she's lonely, but it's not like she's not manipulative. She learned how to be manipulative.
From her grandmother. Don't yell at me! It's not my fault! Why are you still yelling at me? Forgive me. Well, How should I put this? I know she's just manipulating me, but it's really disconcerting anyway.
It's extremely effective to tell a lie while telling the truth. If you're not lying about anything, then you can lie about everything.
I'm sorry. Once again, I feel like I understand Hiyoko a little better now. I'd better leave before someone walks by and sees this and accuses me of assaulting her, because that's what she'll tell them.
He is what she says.
But the more I get to know her, the more fearful I become.
The hedgehog's dilemma, you could say?
I felt really tired after I got Hiyoko to stop crying, so I went back to my room. Oh my god, I am getting older just talking to her.
So you're saying Hiyoko turns you into a lolicon?
What?
You know, maybe I'm the guy polishing the shotgun on the front porch when it comes to Hiyoko.
In a way, I guess you kind of are. Man, this place has awful food. I want to eat proper Japanese food. You like Japanese food? Why is that a surprise to me?
Washoku is good.
Of course! Rice, fish, vegetables, miso, soy sauce. I could totally live off of that stuff alone. I seriously can't stand smelly, oily people who eat tons of meat.
Go die.
They think and act like stupid animals.
You little frickin' gummy bear.
As usual, your attitude is terrible.
Oh, no comments on how I 180'd?
Besides, Japan has lots of delicate, refined, high-quality things. Why do they gotta suck up to worthless countries who can only brag about how big they are?
What?
They don't need to import anything from those stupid places. This is totally in no way my grandmother talking.
How old would her grandmother be?
Uh-huh.
This is 100% her grandmother talking.
You should stop.
I mean, Japan doesn't need to suck up to anybody, and it does have refined, delicate things, and Japanese food is delicious.
Yeah.
But that's not the point.
Aw, how boring. I was hoping to get you upset. Jeez, that's why opportunists are such useless cowards. You're not scared of anything, huh?
No, it's the opposite.
Yeah. Well, that's one good thing about Hiyoko, I guess. I'm just saying we should take good care of the things that are close to us.
I agree.
I know I have an old-fashioned way of thinking because I'm involved in a hobby with over 400 years of history. And I know that because it was practically beat into my head, yes.
Drilled into her skull.
But what's wrong with old-fashioned things?
Nothing.
There's nothing wrong with modern things either.
Correct.
Of course, I don't intend to disagree with the new direction Kabuki theater is taking these
Look,
days.
this is talking shop.
It is. But I think it's a good thing to protect things that need to be protected. That's unexpected. I guess even you say decent things sometimes. Face turn in 3, 2, 1. What? How mean. I'm always serious.
You know, when you said that, I thought I was like face turn. You mean a heel turn, right? Where she's going to turn it around and like say something rude.
Uh-huh.
That's a heel turn, not a face turn. Instead, she did a face turn. And is continuing to be serious. Of course, her saying she's always serious means that she's also saying she's serious about, like, hating you and everybody else and killing everything, but, you know.
I seriously love traditional dancing, Japanese candy, and Japanese food. And as much as I love these, I seriously love stomping on disgusting things. Is that something you really needed to mention? Well, I'm sure a boring commoner like you won't understand. Well, whatever. I always make it a habit to relax the tips of my fingers
Okay.
for optimal squishing.
Okay.
This is the source of the Japanese traditional dance.
I figured that it was something that was like
Yeah,
right over my head.
like with the fan, so you
Yeah.
can manipulate the fan properly. Traditional dancing, huh? Now that you mention it, I have actually seen a performance, but not an official performance of you. Even if you do go see one, you're definitely just gonna fall asleep in the middle of it. Maybe. But if you're the one doing the dancing, I'll make sure to stay awake.
You know, I think I'd be way more interested in seeing a Japanese traditional dance than ballet. I don't like ballet.
Daddy said the same thing, too.
Polish the shotgun.
Huh? And I'll make sure to specifically invite you the next time I perform.
わかってんの?
But in exchange, if you fall asleep, I'll publicly humiliate you. I will fling my fan from the stage and decapitate you like some fighting game character.
It's like everything comes back to the fact that she just wanted her parents. Mahiru is like her mom. In the instance of the FTEs, Hajime is like her dad. Though to be fair, at the end of the game, what happens? Hajime does what now? To try to help who again?
I'll record you when you're at your ugliest and upload it on the internet. Got it. I'll pay attention. Yes, ma'am. Please don't kill me. I feel like I made a promise on the fly that I really shouldn't have.
Do you think it'd be that difficult to stay awake?
But Hiyoko looks unexpectedly happy. Not right now, a few minutes ago. So I guess it's fine. She looks like she's in a bad mood for some reason. Not that she ever really needs one.
Ah! Paternal instinct!
I've been stewing over it for a while, but they seriously piss me off. Right? Who are you talking about?
あんたさ、
Who cares? You've got to agree with me first. Aren't you on my side? So mean. You're totally gawking at that bitch while I'm this pissed off.
You know, it's like I had said back in that one episode, you know, where Sonia tells you that she saw Hiyoko trying to put on the kimono in her cottage. What she wants is for someone to be there for her unconditionally. They don't have to do anything.
No!
Just be just unconditionally love her because that's what she didn't have. And I mean, whatever you want to say about the paternal maternal thing, it's like she saw that Mahiru was like the only person who was really
willing to do that.
And in the case of Hajime and doing all the FTEs, it's like no matter what she says, he keeps coming back.
Right.
And it's like that's what she wants. The content of it doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. Like what you actually say or what your tastes actually are, none of that matters. And now she's jealous.
Hold on a second. Calm down. I don't know who you're talking about. You should think about it on your own.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining everybody's FTEs. I can't help it.
Get out of here, pig barf.
I hate being called pig barf. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm pig barf.
I have no idea what's going on anymore, but I can't just stay silent about this. Hiyoko is probably talking about Akane and her big boobs.
No, what? Actually, I bet you're right.
Are you mad at Akane?
何それ?
Oh, I guess I was completely wrong. What? Are you stupid or something? She's nothing but a sturdy toy, you know? What a horrible thing to say about someone. What does that even mean?
Wouldn't it be Chiaki? Sonia is really viable, but it's like Hajime clearly has a close relationship with Chiaki. Again, these are FTEs. We do them at the end of the game, so we've beaten the game and have more perspective on the characters.
Yeah.
Okay, and the plot. So Hajime has a pretty darn close relationship with Chiaki.
And certainly hangs around with her a lot. Are you talking about Chiaki?
Aha, I see.
I believe Chiaki is the most dangerous, sneakiest one here.
Well, that was totally worth it to pick this answer.
だからさ、
But I'm not talking about her right now. She's too obvious an answer. I got nothing.
So it is the traditional-looking Sonia.
The princess. The regal, classical princess.
Yes.
Ah! Then it must be, by elimination, Sonia. That's right. That bitch is getting totally carried away, right? Really? I think she's been like that all along.
Yeah?
Also, I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. I don't care if she's a princess or a foreigner. She gets away with it because you all pamper her like crazy.
I want that, is what she's saying.
Yeah. Did somebody say Miss Sonia? I am standing right here after all.
I'm sorry I brought in Kazuyuki and ruined this FTE!
Revenge is petty. What do I have to say about this? Maybe I should punish him first as a lesson to the rest of you. He seems to enjoy that sort of thing after all.
I can't breathe.
She just casually made a dangerous threat. Come on, Hajime, let's go beat him up right now. He's right over there.
Yay!
Why? Well, because I'm weak and frail, and you're the only person who could beat him up.
どうして？
Aw, then how about we gang up on Sonia? Did someone say, no, you get out of here! Now.
Oh no, I will never be queen!
What? How boring. Fine, I guess you like that stupid pig more than me. Guilt. That's why you're so cold toward me. Oh, come on, don't cry. I'm not trying to side with anyone here. Cut me a break. Huh? You're not on my side? Now you're just twisting my words! Seriously, hold on.
It's like she's so semi-malevolently manipulative that it's actually kind of endearing.
Why do you even hate Sonia? Are you sure you're not just jealous of her? Please don't hit me.
What was it she said? It's lame to be envied by people with no talent at all. If you have confidence issues, you know, isn't that this?
That's what this is.
何それ？
Well, of course not. That's stupid. You're stupid. Then just leave her alone.
やだやだやだ！
No. She seriously pisses me off.
And it's like, she acts like a little kid, of course, because she kind of is stuck as a little kid.
That's kind of how she's been treated by her grandmother, I'm sure.
She never got the ability.
Independence.
She never got the ability to move on from being a kid.
If you're not on my side, then I definitely don't want to leave her alone.
I mean, it's most certainly immature. It's just...
What's with her whining? Just like Daymon was talking about. Is she really in high school?
Just feel really bad for her. Just feel really bad for her.
Fine. I guess I'm on your side. Seriously, though, just forget about Sonia. But that doesn't mean I'm taking her side, all right? I'm definitely siding with you. Happy now? Really? Yeah. You're so easy. I say with this kind of face.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe my fake crying tricked you again. Fake, huh?
Uh-huh. Oh, no, sometimes it's fake.
But not this time. She really shouldn't say that with tears in her eyes.
お兄って本当人よしだよね。まあそこがいいんだけど。
I don't even care anymore. If that's the case, let's throw stones at someone. Kotowaru! Jeez, when she's not being an unbearable brat, she can be pretty adorable. I'm not a lolicon. But I guess that strength has been supporting Hiyoko this whole time.
Well, it's all she has, is this type of blind fake confidence. But when you tell a lie often enough, it's not like it's not true to some degree. In some ways, it sort of becomes kind of true.
Yeah.
In a manner of speaking.
Since I understand that now, maybe that means a bond has formed between Hiyoko and myself. So I'll protect her. But if I say that to her, she'll definitely treat me like a slave. Why am I gathering everyone's underwear? Is this how my character was characterized? Ugh!
Wow. That is also a very powerful skill.
Are all of these skills just incredibly strong?
Cool.
If someone just replays the first chapter over and over and over, will they not have any problems through any of the trials ever?
Yeah. But that means you're investing your own time to do it, and then you receive a reward commensurate with the time you have invested.
Yeah. So that's Hiyoko, everyone. I started out disliking her a lot because she came across as an annoying brat, which she kind of is.
Oh, yeah.
But over the course of the game, especially as she formed bonds and lost people and started to break down, and then her tragic death, I came to like her more and more, and no, Discord, I'm not a lolicon, shut up. I would say she is one of my favorite characters, not only because of everything she went through and the changes she went through, but also because I can kind of relate with her a little bit too. Not quite to the same degree you do, of course, but I know what it's like to lash out at people and to believe what I have been told by someone in a position of authority.
One thing that's very important to me, when I see characters that are despised, or people that are despised, I mean, naturally it happens more often in fiction than it does in real life, though it's happened. More often than I thought, now that I think about it. When I see people that are despised, it makes me want to reach out to them. It's like a yearning, I guess. Probably because a lot of the times I feel the same way, despised.
Same here. I've felt despised for most of my life.
So it's like I instantly feel like a kinship. And so I tend to like a lot of really unpopular characters, like in anime or games.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want everyone to hate you?